Welcome back to my face. My name is Brianna and I'm the head honcho here at Bambi Media. If you've clicked on this video, it means you're probably a podcaster that's looking for ways to improve the quality of the podcast production that you're doing right now. In this video series, you will learn how to record and edit your podcast using Descript. There'll be a link to download Descript in the description below. And yes, we're an affiliate of theirs because they are pretty flippin' awesome. If you prefer to consume this content in order, you can head to bambimedia.com/DIY podcaster. It is completely free to you at no cost. You'll just need to create an account so that you can access the back end of that. If you'd like to work with us here at Bambi Media in some capacity, there's a heap of ways to do that. Just go to bambimedia.com and all the info will be there for you as well. All right, let's dive in. In this session, we're going to be looking at how to record your solo episodes using video. It is very simple to do. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go new video project and I'm going to call it whatever name I'm going to be. So 03 solo video episode is what I'm going to call it. Now, it's very simple from here. I've tried a few different ways and the easiest way to do it, if you've got a decent webcam and all this aspects that we have discussed in another video about making sure that you have the right tech sort of set up for your videos, is to just go in here, hit record and use the camera and the lighting and all the things and have that be set up. So you can see that's my screen there and I need to zoom in. So once I'm happy with how that actually looks, it looks like it's ready to go for me. And I've got the coming in there on the right camera and I've got the input coming in on the right thing for me here. And I'm just going to make sure that my session has the right name on it. And I'm going to record it into the script. And so now I actually just record my solo episode, making sure that all my lighting's good, I look good, I'm in the right frame, there's enough of me sort of side there and I've got all my nice backdrop and everything. I just hit record. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I hit stop and it is now going through the process of actually uploading that video. You can see the quality is quite good, but I'm using a very nice setup, so the quality will be good. Yours may not look the same. It depends on what you purchase to actually record with. So it's going to transcribe and it's going to upload. And you can see this little spinny wheel here is showing you that it's uploading, and that's going to take a little while. So take a pause and make sure that you have enough space on your computer to handle what is going to be coming in. Because it's a video, there is a lot of gigabytes, a lot of gigabytes to deal with there. So just be aware of that. So I'm going to come back once this has actually all uploaded and processed. All right, we're back. It's now uploaded and processed and it's all in there for me. The first thing you're going to encounter, and especially this depends on the quality of the computer that you have, is that you're going to probably encounter some video and audio lag, like disturbances. So if we play back right now, welcome back to another episode of podcast. Welcome back to another. See how it's out of sync? So if you right click edit sequence, you actually have to move this along a bit until it feels like it actually works. So I'm going to move it to about there, not too much. Welcome back to another episode of podcast. Welcome back to another episode of, I could probably stand to do a little bit more. Welcome back to another episode of podcast. Yeah, it's good. Okay, so done. So that's the first thing you got to do. Second thing you got to do is get your EQ and your compression right. So we always do those things first. Now I'm trialing a different microphone today, so it will probably make me do a few different things because the microphone is different to the one I normally use. But I'm just going to put that up like this. Welcome back to another episode of podcast. Welcome back to another episode of Podcast Editing Like a Pro. I'm your host, Brianna, and I'm so happy to have you here with me today, where we are going to discuss different aspects of podcast production that you may not have thought about. The first thing we want to make sure that we do when we are looking to do podcast editing is to make sure that we have the right gear so that when we go to record, we actually give ourselves the best chance of doing a good job. Okay, so I'm happy with that. This is something that you fine-tune over time. You're not going to be great at it to begin with. You're going to be like, Brianna, what are you doing? But the more you train your ears and the more you have headphones on when you're doing it, the more you start to hear the sounds that don't sound very nice. And that's the ones that you really want to make sure you pull out. Like this and this. And I've boosted a little bit here just to give it a little bit of a sparkle. I do not expect you to be able to do that straight off the bat. It just takes time for you to get used to how something really feels like it should sound. So now we've got our EQ and compression. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the colors look a bit nicer. Now they don't look too bad because I've got it set up here to do so, but now I can just adjust. See how when I do this, I can just make this be less exposed or more exposed. I'm going to give it a tiny bit more. The contrast, you can just play with that, see what it actually does. Highlights, I'm going to go a little bit less on the highlights. Shadows, maybe I'll give them a bit more. Oh, might have to click off. Give it a bit. It's quite nice having it a little bit darker. Saturation, that means give it more or less color. So you don't really want to play with that too much. I might give it just a little tiny bit. Cool. And then I keep my temperature the same. All right, so now we have what I think is a nice looking video. I've got a good outfit on, lights look good, I look good. And now it's just a process of editing it just like you would any other situation, but this time it's just you by yourself in video format. So in the next video, I will show you how to make this edit a little bit more fun, especially if you're solo for 15 minutes. You might want to put a few things into this episode to make it really cool, and especially if you're then taking it into YouTube, you'll want to make it look as awesome as possible to keep the watcher actually watching. Thank you.